26-yard line.
Come on, set. 10-2 stop.
Watch the twist, watch the twist.
And up.
On first down, Rudolph. Complete to Washington. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 23 yards on the play.
That's good for us Steelers. First down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Out of the gun, Rudolph. He's going to wind up and air it out. Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Ryan Switzer, his first touchdown on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Here we go. 50. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Back. Check, 26.
Prescott looks to throw on first. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a second and long. Now Prescott. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete. So the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, third and long. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it's incomplete. Both players had a shot at that one. Neither can get it, and it brings up fourth down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, first and 10.
At their own 42-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far. When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
We own them. Check.
6'6", pull it high. Spot. Leo. Hey, Haywood. Ready?
From the 50, it's Rudolph. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Watch the whip. Greystone, Travis. Go.
They'll run for it with Eckler. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Austin Eckler, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
Let's go! The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Saquon Barkley, a man who played collegiately here in the Keystone State. And maybe shades in the steel curtain here as the Steeler defense drops him behind the line again.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Mike's 50. Hey, watch the slant.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. Then he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Watch tight end. 3 out.
On the RPO, Prescott's going to keep it himself. This is the tight end fan. There he goes right side. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Noah Fant, his 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Well, that's pretty impressive, Charles. It's one thing to be an elite speed wide receiver and have all that yards after the catch into the end zone, but from your tight end?
Yeah, you don't get that very often. What you're describing is more like a Tyreek Hill, a Devontae Adams, and Antonio Brown. You're not talking about a guy that lines up or can line up in line and look like an extra tackle on running plays. He took that bad boy downfield just like he was a scat back.
Before the game, he told me, I'm going to have a zinger or two today. And I was like, a zinger or two? I guess that's a zinger, right?
That's a zinger.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They'll fake the handoff. Now Rudolph. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Aaron Lynch, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Isaac Yiadom in there to pick it, and his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon, so that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
A first down carry for Barkley. The linebacker Ryan Shazier there to make the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
He's got the first down inside the 10, and he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Saquon Barkley, touchdown number 15 of the year, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. Point after now from Catanzaro. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one fielded at the 5. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Justin Simmons up from his safety spot to make the tackle.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
And on 3rd and 3, they decided to go with a dime package. Yeah. 6 DBs.
Yeah, you're right. They've got 6 out there. Shotgun snap for Rudolph. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nick Kwiatkowski able to maneuver in for the sack. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. They had a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On second down, here's Barkley. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 16 yards, a first down.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run-blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
Check. We're going to 53.
A first down throw for Prescott. Now they go screen. It's complete. They find some open field here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
First down, Broncos.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
On second down, Barkley. And he'll get this pretty close to a first down as he's tackled at the Steelers' 39.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
This is 3rd and 1, very likely 4-down territory even if they don't get it, though. He can run for it, and he will. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. He'll wind up getting 2 there as he does it himself and picks up the first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Prescott to throw this time. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Saquon Barkley running right. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Saquon Barkley. His 2nd TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the Broncos push further out in front. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before and realize it hasn't worked.
Go to something else.
And maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players and maybe try and hit something big and get them.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Back to throw, Rudolph. Washington's got it. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
On 1st and 10, Rudolph. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Tack McKinley in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
48 to Mike. Here we go, D. Here I come.
Bravo.
48 Mike. 48 go.
3rd and long, it's Rudolph. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off at the 16. And an alley to run. pushing his way inside the 40. Still going. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Saquon Barkley on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Broncos push further out in front. Extra point up and good by Catanzaro. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back? He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left, roll him out, bootleg him, do some different things so they can't just rely on the fact that he's going to take 3 to 5 steps back in the pocket and line up and throw the football.
The current formula is not working right now. 33 yards that time.
I think it's pretty safe to say that initially they had to be thinking about trying to get into field goal range. But after that shot right there, they've got to be thinking bigger right now.
And that was probably their thought offensively. If we hit this, great, let's go for the end zone. If not, settle for a field goal. Looks like they can try to hit pay dirt. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. James Washington was the intended target, and now it's second down.
Here we go. 60 or. I got two. Let's go.
Rudolph now to throw. And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
From the red zone now, Rudolph. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. Ryan Switzer, the intended target. And that'll bring up second down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
On second and 10, Rudolph. And it'll be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit. Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Now second and 7 from the 23. To throw is Prescott. Being chased out left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts. as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Going deep for Hopkins. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Steven Nelson. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now it's Rudolph. Got an open man. It's Washington. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3.
Hey, exit.
48 Mike. 48 Mike. Keep it up, defense. Keep
Deep grip. Deep grip.
From the gun, here's Rudolph. This is Johnson. He's got it. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Let's go. 10 Lobo.
check. 48 to Mike. Right here.
Look at me. Door. Door. Cut. Ready.
Rudolph on 1st down. Looking for the end zone. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
It's now 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 now from the 27.
Go, 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 go.
Pull it together. Both to Mike.
Let's go.
Rudolph going to throw again. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver. And now it's 3rd down.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This from 44 yards out, left hash. And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This one fielded at the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Check. Check. Hot route. Hot, hot. 47.
A throw out wide caught by Hopkins. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Set, ready. Now the wolf.
50, Mike 50, out.
Hey, kill.
Now Dak on the option left.
Go, go, go.
Finding some room at midfield. And did he get in? No, down at the 1-yard line.
Let's go.
A big play there on the option. 62 yards. One of the reasons that this team is on this win streak, big runs like that.
When you see runs like that broken off, you know this is a team that's confident running the football. A big reason why this streak has occurred, they've come together, had a plan, and stuck to it. And when you get big-time runs like that, it makes it easier to stay with it, doesn't it?
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
Watch a slant. Watch a slant. Watch a slant.
On first, hammering for the goal line. He loses the football, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And a cut to the right and some open field here. And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35.
We can come up with a lot of different explanations here. None of them are going to work. At the 1-yard line and coughing it up, no
You gotta
way.
protect that thing like it's your firstborn. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 35. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver.
Keep doing it. Touchdown, baby.
This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Extra point good by Catanzaro. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
On the return, the Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Come on,
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Screen. Watch the screen.
shoot.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Johnson's got it complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one goes for 24 yards. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. From the gun, Pitts. And yes, complete to the tight end McDonald. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. So 2nd and inches after that 1st down completion went just shy of the marker. 2nd down and inches. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 18. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career.
Ready. 60 outlaw.
And let's get in them holes.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Johnson the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing again, Pitts. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
They stop him after a gain of only 4, and that brings up 4th down.
They didn't get the 1st down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the 1st. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, You'll see a lot of guys sag, and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Step right up like a pro.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive.
Motion. Hey, check motion, man. Put your hands on him. Get in.
47.
Hey, Mike 50, Mike 26.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. T.J. Watt make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Well, it was second and long. Now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
46. 26.
Third and long for Prescott. Going deep for Hopkins. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Sean Davis with a pick. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
On the ball. Now.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. That's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Operating from the gun, Pitts. And the catch made by Johnson. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Fifth catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. So from the 36 now, first and 10. From the gun, Pitts. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Let's go!
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. That turnover might just about do it. Here, fourth quarter, the lead that you've got, they can just run the football, run the clock.
You're exactly right. They played smart, couple of first downs, and this one should just about be over.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
On first down, a running play ends up going backwards as he won't get close to the line of scrimmage. In fact, he's going to lose 4 yards.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
Hey, watch it, watch it.
We're going to 53. Under. We're going 46, 46.
He's coming.
We're going to 53.
We got double up.
We're going to 54. Why in?
Check up,
26.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. And that will be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Let's go.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
C6.
95 to send. No, check his money.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. 12 yards that time, but a Pittsburgh first.
Max box, right.
On first down, Pitts going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
2nd and 6 at the 41-yard line.
There you go. 4-8.
Double tight, guys, double tight. 3 down. Hey, check.
26.
On second down now, Glenn. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. The Broncos on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground. Glenn, and he gets this only to the 41, not near enough for the first. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. That's going to be their 2nd. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch.
And the Broncos get there and take him down. Tack McKinley in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
I remember throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 20 yards on both of those plays back-to-back there. They are moving now. It's another 1st down. This quarterback now 12 of 17 through the air as he leads his guys up on 1st down. Back to throw. Pitts. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off near the 26. And give him now 4 interceptions in this game. That's only the 3rd time this has been done since the year 2000.
I think that tells you how much better teams have gotten at throwing the football. Because if you go all the way back to 1960, 12 times before that, there have been guys who've gotten 4 interceptions or more in a game. I mean, most recently, since 2000, Delta O'Neal and D'Angelo Hall.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If they can get some 1st downs, just as good as running the football. The Broncos on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game, instead 4th down.
I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their 3rd of the game, and I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, we've got this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they've missed a golden opportunity.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. And now this throw complete to Washington. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. On 1st and 10, Pitts. He's going to let it fly. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Juju Smith-Schuster, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
A running play on 1st down, and it turns into a fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. He's already fumbled once in this game, and I thought the ball started to jostle there a little bit, but they got to him quickly at the line of scrimmage.
They sure did. And remember, if you're not a very confident runner and you've already dropped it once, if there's traffic around you, the only thing you think about is protect.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Broncos push further out in front.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one.
Set, ready, 50, plant.
Check, 48's the mic.
To throw on second down. Pitts. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Got a man. It's caught at the 6-yard line. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A big pickup of 38. Looking to throw. Pitts looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Incomplete. Brings up second and goal at the 2-yard line.
Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Second and 2. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. He's at the 50. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
Result of the play, first down and 10.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
26.
They'll run on first down. Glenn. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Broncos, the win will help them keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 6-3 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.